Thank you everyone for coming today. It's a great honor for us to be inducting John Brennan as our second individual, third entity into the CACC Hall of Fame, and the other is the 2007 cross-country team, along with Devon Young. But it's a pleasure to be standing here today and to be welcoming everybody, but also to be introducing John. He's been a great friend and colleague of mine for a long time, and clearly one of our most decorated coaches here at Felician. The cross-country program, specifically the men's cross-country program, is definitely a dynasty in the CACC. That team rightfully took their place in the Hall of Fame, and it's certainly fitting that John is going to take his place today. With that said, it is my pleasure to introduce the Commissioner of the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference, Mr. Dan Merritt.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ben, for that introduction. Yes, it is a great honor to be here. I want to just put a little thing in perspective for you. The CACC is now 61 years old. The Hall of Fame has been around for 5 or 6 years. John will be the first cross-country coach inducted into the Hall of Fame, the 7th coach overall inducted, but only the 3rd coach who did not serve as an athletic director, in conjunction with that at a CACC school. So this is certainly quite an accomplishment for a coach only to be inducted this early in the CACC Hall of Fame. And while we're inducting John, there is only one plaque, but I think we need to give a shout out to Sebastian Powell, who was hand in glove with John the entire time. And while John certainly ran a great program while I was here, he also inherited a great program from Bob Simons, the former athletic director and cross-country coach here, who built a team that won the first 2 championships in CACC for Felician College at the time. Bob, is right here. So, as I said, when John was an assistant coach, they won 2 CACC championships. As head coach from 2002 to 14, they won 7 more CACC championships. His team was ranked in the top 10 in the region 4 times. 4 men and 2 women were named CACC Runners of the Year. 2 men were named Rookie of the Year. 69 All-Conference selections. 33 CACC All-Academic selections. He was CACC Coach of the Year 6 times. He's, as Ben alluded to, he's a 2-time inductee to the CACC Hall of Fame, because his 2017 was the first cross-country team inducted into the CACC Hall of Fame. And I'd like to add that while John was a great coach, he's really a better guy. He's a lot of fun to be around. First time I met him, I'm not going to lie, was in a bar. The evening before the cross-country meet in Philadelphia, we were eating. We weren't drinking. Well, we were doing both. We were eating and drinking in the bar. And I had no idea who he was. He recognized me. We were actually sitting next to each other. Sebastian was with him. We had a conversation there in which we said derogatory things to each other for about an hour. And that relationship has continued now for the 15 years since then. It's been a very important part of my trips to Felician is to see John and for him to tell me what a poor job I do as commissioner and me to tell him what a bad coach he was. So, with that being said, it's a great honor to introduce to the CACC Hall of Fame, John Brennan.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll be brief. I only prepare about a half an hour of comments. Grab another drink. Just teasing. For those of you that know me, which I'm guessing if you're here you do,
You know that, I'm not much for the individual awards, and by that I mean, when growing up in athletics, we're always taught the concept of team and team and team and team, and when an individual award, is the result of that, really it's a team or a program award. So, what happens here today is really about, Felician Cross Country and all the people that made it possible, because it certainly wasn't just me. I was one part of a larger team, and a team that over the years was really something special to be around. And I jotted down some things that people I need to thank and recognize, make sure I catch everybody, and I apologize if I missed anybody, but first I'd like to thank the committee, the CACC committee that nominated us and ultimately voted for our program to be part of this today. Way back, I have to give a lot of thanks to Sister Teresa, who's not with us, and Bob Simmons for hiring me, at least as assistant first, and then later entrusting me with the program. And JR, your continued support throughout the years. Obviously, when you took over the AD, that was a big positive, and you've always been amazing, for us and our program. As Mr. Mara alluded to, obviously I don't do any of this without Coach Powell. We were never head coach and assistant coach. We were always co-coaches from the very get-go. And I still remember the first day. It was funny. I have a memory of the first time that when Bob told me that I was going to be the cross-country coach, and I was like, he's like, oh yeah, you can have an assistant. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I picked up the phone and I called Coach, and I think the first reaction, if I remember right, was you laughed at me, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And he said, I said, sure, why not? Let's do this. So, and who would have ever thought that, after the 13 years that we were together, what would have happened? Obviously you have to look at all the athletes that came through the program and the families of the athletes that trusted us with their young men and women throughout the years. A couple of whom are right here, James and Taylor. Thank you so much, and for bringing the families as well. We really appreciate you coming up today. And one thing that I think is often overlooked is our families at home. When we give up some of our time coaching. We're here at practices, we're here, we go to meets, we go to overnights, whatever it happens to be, that's time away from our families, And, both Coach Powell and I, were blessed, with great families at home who understood that, and understood what it meant to us to do this. And I think that, even though they're sort of they are the unsung heroes, of our programs. So, we thank them. And I thank, some of mine for being here. I appreciate you guys coming out today. So again, I'd just like to stress that this is a program award. We were so proud to be the Felician Cross Country coaches. It was a great part of our life, and this is very much a culminating award, I think, for our whole program. Thank you very much, and again, thank you so much for coming today.